Hey, Devil Horn salute. This is kind of a second video I'm doing real quick. I just did number 8, and it's about bad leadership, piss poor leadership, lack of it. So now we're going to do number 9, and while I was doing the video, I figured, oh shit, I left out some stuff, but I'd write a book if I could. So what I have to do is take a subject, condense it down to a format that's usable for YouTube, keeps you entertained, maybe coming back. And you can see what was going on in the Army back during the Cold War, during the peace days. I know everybody wants to hear about blood and gore, decapitated heads, crispy critters, and napalming villages, and that didn't happen. But there's still some bad shit that does happen in peacetime Army, and there's still some traditions from the last war that carried over. And let's talk about something very sensitive today: fragging. Now, I would normally have a blunt with. I just made a video a second ago, and I thought, well, I have a little extra energy here. I'm bored as fuck, so I might as well, while I'm feeling good, let's pump out some videos. I'm going to park them and then I'll post them. So when you see this, I might, on the flip side, be feeling like shit, laying on my floor screaming, but once I got the energy and the time and all that, here it is. So fragging. Now, back in Nam, and I'm sure this has happened all through military history, but really more pronounced in Vietnam. What it was sometimes you get a bad leader. You get a very unpopular leader. Most of the time it's an officer, but it can be a sergeant sometimes. Oh, and sometimes it could be a private or somebody of a lower rank. You could make somebody mad, or you violate an unwritten rule. But what fragging is friendly fire. Basically, you're going to waste your own guy. Some of these guys, like in Nam, we'd hear stories, and you see shit in movies and whatever. Like a guy would be sleeping in a bunker. You take a grenade and you throw it in his bunker, because grenades blow up and don't leave evidence. And if it kills the guy, great, he's done. You don't have to worry. But you really don't want to kill the guy. You'll just fuck him up so he's gone, and you get a better person in. There's a lot of people doing stupid shit out in the field. And I always tell my wife it takes one motherfucker to get 12 killed. And that should be a life lesson to each and everybody that watches it. It only takes one person to fuck up to kill 12. So, we're out in the field. It was August of 1984, and it was hot as fuck. And I had, they told me on this field exercise, dude, you get to carry the M60 machine gun. And I thought, hey, kitty, get down. I thought, man, I'm fucking Rambo. And now this is August down in Alabama. It's a little fucking hot and shit. So I've got an M60 machine gun, man. Oh God, I'm just tweaked the fuck out, happy as can fucking be. I got this cat. I bet it's gonna knock shit over. So I'm running around the barracks and I got this fucking machine gun. I'm outside. I'm fucking living it up. Great. And the day drags on. And the day drags on. And come on, cat, go. Go. Get out of here, kitty. There it goes. And now it's the hottest part of the day, about 4 in the afternoon. And let us up in a truck, take us out in the middle of nowhere, and we get out, and here it goes. And then I'm dehydrating, I'm sweating my balls off. We crossed this creek, and we're some thick-ass fucking brush. I'm getting tangled up in wait-a-minute vines, and finally the machine gun got caught up. I fucking flipped out. I spun around and dropped. I sat there, I wanted to sleep, couldn't sleep, but I was just hot and my ass just got fucking handed to me. It seemed like when I go out, I would get sick one time, and after that, I was okay. It was just kind of, in that August, there was this death march, and I had heat cramps. Now I got heat exhaustion. Got my ass handed to me, so they took the machine gun, I got to carry a rifle, and I got my machine gun back, and everything, we're doing good. So now, we've got to do this little demonstration thing for these legs and shit, helicopter legs, and our company commander's out there. Where we're at, it's real sandy, and that M60 machine gun's a piece of shit. They jam, if you get a little piece of sand in it, it's like that M16A1. I thought the fucking thing was junk. So I said, look guys, we're gonna do this practice. Could we keep the machine guns parked so they'll work during the thing? Because if we get now, we're gonna jam them up, they're not gonna work. And it's not very pretty. So, okay, so we go through that. So now we're doing the little demonstration, and there's this bleachers thing. Got all these people there, and our company commander's sitting off to the side. And I guarantee goddamn to you this. Every fucking rifle with the fake bullets in it and the flash suppressors and all that, but every fucking rifle was probably trained on this guy. I know I was. I sat there with my machine gun and I'm all over the fucking place, and guess where that barrel was loaded? It was pointed at right at my company commander. I'm gonna admit it. I'd have chopped that motherfucker in half. There used to be a problem back in the day, especially when religion was in a lot of people, where you had to train people to kill other people. By the time we got in, that problem was solved. We wanted to kill motherfuckers, even if we were faking it. I had to chop this motherfucker in half, and that's fragging. That's just pure hate for somebody that's a piss poor leader. You know, a 19-year-old kid can do some crazy shit. In fact, you wouldn't believe how the brutality level of a 19-year-old when put into the right circumstances. I read a book called Tiger Force, and it was very disturbing. It was about the war crimes of Vietnam. They had a lieutenant out there they wanted to frag, but he got pushed out. Sometimes you can take a bad leader and push him out. And I'm sure on my company commander's record, trying to get his major, when they look at 20 fucking people left your fucking company in 1 year, what was the malfunction? Then they're going to look at his jump record. You jumped only every 3. How come you didn't jump every time with your unit? Piss poor leadership, man. Even an asshole sergeant, a guy that's an absolute fucking prick, if you walk in front of your private in the right circumstances, you might take a round to the back of the head in a firefight. Again, it's peacetime, but think about the reality if things were switched a little bit. Maybe we would have went to El Salvador. There was a little thing going down in Nicaragua and El Salvador. That should have been our war. I'll go to El Salvador. Why not? Let's kill some Nicaraguans. Sandinistas, I think we called them. Yeah, I mean, that shit still would have gone on. And in practice and theory, it was still going on. We'd even simulate shooting prisoners in the fucking head. Yeah, we were a little geared different. We had no problem chopping you in half. We wouldn't thought twice about it. It takes a lot to get that out of a person. I don't have that issue anymore. After my mom got shot, I lost that person. But fragging, that's friendly fire taking care of some bad elements. And, you know, I guess it pays to be cool to people. It pays to treat people with respect. If you got some stripes and you're on a fucking power trip and nobody looks up to you, there's no respect for you, and you're just a fucking prick, you could probably end up dead in a firefight. And there's gonna probably be more than one rifle trained on you. Trust me, if one guy wants to frag you, then another guy wants to frag you. Now, there was an instance one night, high on magic mushrooms. And there was a conversation about fragging somebody and how many different ways you could frag this person. But what happened was everybody realized, don't do it. The legalities ain't there. You're going to get in trouble. But the conversation, and you couldn't believe how many different ways you could come up killing the average person, just fragging them. Let me check my time here, guys. Not too bad. This one might be a little short. So you kind of get the idea, man. You could fuck up, chicken out of a jump, get fragged. You could maybe not toe the line and get fragged. You could be a piss poor leader. You could be a fucking dick, fragged. You could be a piss poor officer. Nobody fucking likes. You got more than a dozen barrels on you. You better be in the back. Accidents happen. Yeah, accidents happen and shit in combat. Glad I wasn't there, but this was simulated. And even though this was simulated, these thoughts were still rife within the company. That's how this one guy got the shit beat out of him one night. It was kind of a fragging in the barracks. Except the guy lived, and there wasn't nothing besides getting the shit beat out of him. He didn't die or nothing. There wasn't no weapons used on him. He basically got fragged, man. So you get an idea kind of now what fragging is. So you Army leaders, I would say, treat your people decent. Lead by example. When I was doing Young Marines, one thing I always did was lead by example. If my kids were doing push-ups, I'm doing push-ups. If you're in mud, I'm in mud. Lead by example. Never ever ask anybody to do something you wouldn't do. And if somebody, don't be a prick. If somebody deserves to get trashed, that's one thing, but not everybody deserves it. So it is what it is. It's called fragging. Orange salute. Hit that like and subscribe, and don't be an asshole.